Can a wife give consent to search the house if the husband says no, but he has been transported to the jail? This question comes from an officer in Nevada. Basically, the husband was arrested for domestic battery, is being transferred to the detention center. The wife allows officers inside and states that her husband has drugs in the bedroom that they share, and she wants the drugs out of the house and so forth. Now, the officers want to go into the room. So the officer actually has 3 questions, right? As part of this. Question number 1, does the officer have any obligation to call the transporting officer to have him ask the suspect if he also agrees? And the answer is absolutely not. All the officer needs is consent from somebody who can give it. The wife can give it. She has common authority over the marital bedroom, right? So the answer is no. This idea of chasing down everybody who could give consent is not required. You just need consent from one person who could give it. Let's continue. If the officer on scene states over the radio that the wife gave consent, and the suspect hears it while he's in the back of the ride, and he says, hey, no, you're not searching my house or my stuff without my consent. Does that mean that we cannot search? The answer is no. That's not what that means. Here's what's going on here. It's a case called Fernandez versus California. What's going on here is that once the husband has been either lawfully removed, like here, or decides to leave on his own, the person that is left at the premises can still consent despite his objection. Okay, this might not sound fair. It might sound kind of, just basically it doesn't seem fair to the husband, right? But the way you got to look at this is, hey, look, he does not control that house. This when somebody with equal authority is left at the house and he is gone, right? The law doesn't give him that level of authority. She has possession of the property, and she has equal authority as the husband. So you put those together, and that's a stronger argument that she can give consent despite his denial, his refusal. It's just the way it is, right? Again, that case is Fernandez versus California. Now, if he is present, whether under arrest or just on scene, if he is present, then the answer is no, because they cancel each other out. They're both in possession, and they both have equal authority. That case is called Georgia versus Randolph, and I think a lot of cops know that case. The final question is if the transporting officer blurts out that they are going to search his house and he says no, is it also a no-go? Again, just go back to, if he's on scene, the answer is no. If he's off scene, the answer is yes. Now, a couple things here before we leave. Number 1 is, you got to remember that the wife still needs access to that particular area searched, right? So it is possible that the husband has certain property in the house that is off limits to other people, including a spouse. It's kind of rare that you have those situations. Generally speaking, cohabitants, co-spouses, spouses do pretty much have access to everything in the home. But don't forget that it is possible, and that's for another day. And the other thing is, cops cannot choose to arrest somebody just with the intention of getting rid of their lack of consent. And I'll give you an example. The husband has a misdemeanor warrant. Typically, the officer would not arrest on this, because of COVID restrictions. We can't bring people to jail for minor crimes, or there's call stacking, and they're going to make a judgment call that typically they would not probably arrest this guy, under these conditions, but they're going to do it in order to get rid of him, right? So his lack of consent is no longer a factor. That would be impermissible, okay? But that's all I got for you. Hope it helps. Keep the questions coming, guys. Before you leave, you know the drill. Hit the like button. Doesn't cost you anything. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Share with your friends, all right? Let's get the word out. Make good case law. I'll see you next time.